Hello, Master Duel Central. How's it going, guys? Today, I want to talk about SCARECLAWS, and I'm serious when I tell you, SCARECLAWS is extremely good. Very, very competitive. I would say maybe tier 3, but honestly, man, they're insane. They're so good. Such a strong combo deck. Shouts out to Pid2Sovs in the Discord, and by the way, you can join the Discord for free, link in the description. If I could just show you right here, he got 17 in a row in Platinum rank. Let me just show you that real quick here. So as you can see here, he sent a little video, but yeah, 17 games in a row from gold all the way to platinum. Of course, that was gold to platinum, so nothing too crazy there. However, 17 in a row is still amazing, and I was playing in diamond rank and still getting very good results. This deck has a lot of combos, a huge variety of plays, different routes that you can take when you get interrupted. It's very resilient and it's very versatile. So the game plan for this deck is to set up a Scareclaw Tryhard, our boss monster here, and it basically changes all face-up monsters on the field to defense position, and it's unaffected by monsters in defense position. It also gets you a +2 by special summoning a Scareclaw from your grave and searching one as well, but that locks you into Scareclaws only for the rest of the turn. So you usually end your turn with the Scareclaw Tryhard effect. But it's a very, very strong card, and your game plan is kind of setting this up on top of another, like maybe a Baron de Fleur. Maybe you'll set it up with a Wandering Griffin Rider. Just a lot of different things that you can set up alongside it. When you go really, really full combo, you can even get both Baron and Griffin Rider on top of the Scareclaw Tryhard. Or you can set up maybe, you could go through the Codebreaker engine and kind of get like maybe a Griffin. Maybe you just set up an IP and you go into Appaloosa after, or go into Nightmare Griffin, depending what you're playing against. So there's a lot of different plays that you can do alongside the Scareclaw Tryhard, depending on the extenders that you have. And the way that this deck plays, all the Scareclaw monsters special summon themselves to a zone adjacent or under another Scareclaw monster. So that means you can special summon them under a Scareclaw Link monster, or you can special summon them next to each other. And this makes them really good at spamming the board. Your Link 1 is going to search out your field spell, and your field spell is going to search out a monster. So you're going to go into your Link 1, search out your field spell, activate the field spell, search out any of your Scareclaw monsters, and you can special summon it under the Light Heart, and that gets you search and more, and that just kind of activates your engine. Another very integral part of the deck is Scareclaw Arrival, a not once per turn monster reborn in archetype. So if you already have one in your hand and you search another with your Reichheart, that means you get 2 monster reborns in the turn, and that just gives you insane link spam ability. Of course, we're also running a Cherubini in here, and this card is really useful because we run a lot of level 3s. Most of the Scareclaws are level 3 actually, other than Reichheart. So you know you can use 2 level 3s, go into your Cherubini, send the Water Enchantress to the graveyard, and that just opens up a lot of plays. We're also running a copy of Tsuchinoko. Might look weird, it's really just because we want to be able to activate Small World as often as possible, and Tsuchinoko is a really good bridge to get to a Water Enchantress. You can go from Tsuchinoko to Water Enchantress. You can also go from almost any of your Scareclaws to Tsuchinoko to Water Enchantress. So it's just a really good way to get access to the adventure cards, which are very, very good in this deck in many different scenarios. Even the Fateful Adventure, sometimes you really want to discard one of your monsters and just revive it with Scareclaw Arrival. It's weird, but there's just moments where that comes up. So it's just a lot of different ways to play and a lot of different plays accessible to you. I'm playing the Visa Starfrost. Honestly, maybe this card is not necessarily worth playing, but man, I like having it. When it pops off, it's really good. It's thanks to this card that you can sometimes get Baron de Fleur on top of Wandering Griffin Rider, on top of Scareclaw Tryhard, on top of having this Clash, which is your Omni Negate trap card that you can search. So there's just a lot of variety of plays that you have with this deck. It's really, really fun. That's the general game plan. Now let's get into some games. Alright, so with this deck here, you do want to go first. If you go second, it's not the end of the world sometimes, depending on what you have in hand. You can definitely bait out some negates and set up something decent, but since we won the coin flip, we won't worry about that too much and just go first. It's always preferable. The plays in this deck are somewhat simple. Of course, there's different ways to extend, and depending on your extenders, you're going to have different boss monsters joining alongside your main boss monster, which is the one and only Scareclaw Tryhard, which we are running 2 of. Seems like our opponent might have a Max C here. If that's the case, that would be very, very frustrating. What we could do, if they allow us to do it, we could try to Small World. I think we could get from Max C to Ash Blossom in our deck with Small World. Now, of course, losing Max C is not great, but I'm kind of calling a Max C because they had a chainable from the very start of the game here. So, no, we're not going to chain Max C. They didn't chain Max C to our small world, which might be a huge mistake for them because they maybe just don't know what we're actually going for here. So, we're going to banish this one right here. It's a level 3. Oh, wait, it has... Wait, they all have 0 attack like Ash, right? Okay. This might be a better banish, actually, because... Yeah, that's going to be the move. We're going to banish Psychic Wielder here. Yeah, so that we can get Ash, because all the level 3 Scareclaws have 0 attack, so we would not have been able to go get Ash there. But now we have Ash, and that's reassuring, because now if they use Max C, we don't have to worry about it. We can just negate it. Another huge boon of having the Small World in the deck. Small World is very, very good in this deck. Highly recommend running 3. Now, we're going to go for the Rite of Aramesir, because why not? And here is probably where they're going to chain Max C if they have it. And they had it, as we called. So, of course, we're going to negate the Max C here. We're going to activate Ash Blossom, naturally. And we're going to go on with our plays. We do want to set up the adventure stuff first. And it's very important to try to keep your zones clear. Because one of the main mechanics of Scareclaws is that they'll summon themselves next to each other. They'll special summon themselves from hand, but only in the zones adjacent to each other. So you definitely want to keep some zones clear just for your Scareclaws to do some plays with them. So we're going to place a Fateful Adventure here on the field. Now we can activate Emergency Teleport since we have it. And we're going to summon that... we're going to go for Wielder here. And we're going to summon it in the middle zone. Middle zone. We want to keep the zone under our extra monster zone clear as well. Because they can also special summon themselves under a Scareclaw Link monster. So we're going to go get our Draco back naturally and not equip it. Make sure not to equip it. Now we can use the other effect of Fateful Adventure. And go search out the Griffin Rider. Let's see if they have the Ash. Oh, well, I had a feeling they had something there, but it seems it's not an Ash. Perhaps it's maybe an Imperm? Maybe an Effect Veiler? We'll see. So, Draco back. We're going to use the Graveyard Effect naturally and equip it to our token here. If our opponent doesn't have an issue with that, thank you very much. There we go. And now we're going to be special summoning our Wandering Griffin Rider, to the field. Here we go. Perfect. Now we have 3 defense position monsters. We like that because when we summon Reinhardt can search a Scareclaw spell/trap from deck. And if you have 3 defense position monsters on the field, including your opponent's side of the field, he also draws a card afterwards. So let's summon out that Reinhardt and activate the effect. What did I not... Oh, right. Sorry, my bad. Reinhardt doesn't activate because we used Rite of Aramesir and obviously doesn't activate on normal summon. That's my bad, but it's fine. We can still get to that effect some way. So we're going to go Scareclaw Lightheart. Sorry if I was confusing there. That was my mistake. I forgot about the Rite of Aramesir. And that is Effect Veiler. I think we do want to negate that, as I don't like doing it. But I do feel like we want to negate that because we do want to set up our Scareclaw plays here. So we're going to return Wandering Griffin Rider to the deck. We can get it later. It's not the end of the world. We can still play. So Scareclaw Lightheart to the rescue. Going to activate Primitive Planet Reich. This is what Scareclaw Lightheart searches, our field spell. And this field spell will search a Scareclaw monster from the deck. Now, we did not special summon Reinhardt this turn. So what we can actually do here is literally just get a Reinhardt and special summon it, and we'll be able to trigger its effect to go get a Scareclaw spell or trap from our deck. So that's another way to do it. So we'll special summon it right under the Lightheart here, activate the effect of Reinhardt, and we get to get either the spell that revives from grave or the trap. In this particular scenario, I feel... this is a tough one. If we get the trap, we will not have any Omni Negate on the field next turn. However, if we get the spell, we could perhaps extend a little further. This is kind of a tough one. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably just... We could just set up the Omni Negate with the trap. That is an Omni Negate, so... Get the trap, get that Omni Negate going. Then the turn after, try to get back our Griffin if we get to that point. It really depends on what we're playing against here. One Omni Negate might not do the job necessarily, you know? I think we're going to get the spell. I think I'd like to extend further. I'm going to show you the Code Breaker line that you can do. So, going to draw a card here. Oh, wow. That's actually an amazing draw. If we knew we drew that, we would have probably went for the trap, but it is what it is. So, it's a Scareclaw monster, which means you can special summon it in a zone adjacent to another Scareclaw. Now, from here, we can actually go ahead and make our Scareclaw Triheart. So, we're going to use the Scareclaw Lightheart, We could use the Wielder. We could use the Reichart. I think we're going to use the Reichart and this. Actually, no, I'd rather have a Scareclaw on the field. It's pretty useful to have. So make the Tryhard here. And now we can go Scareclaw Arrival, and I'll be able to show you the Code Breaker line. So from here, like, summon basically any Scareclaw from your grave. Doesn't really matter. As long as you have 2 monsters, you can make a Codebreaker Virus Swordsman using these 2 right here. And you want it to be co-linked, so you want to put it right under the Tryhard. When this monster is summoned and it's co-linked, you get to special summon from your deck a Codebreaker 0 Day. So we're going to special summon that Codebreaker 0 Day. Now with these 2, we can special summon the Link 3. Codebreaker, actually I forget the name. Yeah, Codebreaker, I think Berserker or something. So use that as 2 materials. And summon out the Codebreaker Link 3. Yeah, Virus Berserker, that's what it is. Virus Berserker. And this card is amazing because, and like this whole like advantage generating engine is just amazing. Look at this. We get to special summon both of these guys from the grave. So off of 2 monsters, off of 2 random monsters, we got a Link 3, a Link 2, and another monster, which gives us access to pretty much any rank 4 that we would like to make. So we are obviously going to do that. We are going to, well, what we could do is actually make an IP Masquerena first and wait to see what my opponent is playing. If they're playing like, yeah, we're going to go for that. If they're playing like Floowandereeze, we're going to go into an Appaloosa because Appaloosa completely bodies Floowandereeze. And if they're playing a different deck, we're not going to do that. And plus, we're running a long time, so let's not go too crazy here. But as you can see, there's a lot of variance in the plays and like different ways to play the deck. So that's why like I'm saying like depending on how they interrupt or what they interrupt or what works, what doesn't, you can get to many different board states. In this case, where I'm going to go for this, it seems innocuous, but I just kind of want to react to what my opponent is doing and summon accordingly. So depending on what they summon here, we'll be able to adjust our field. Hey, shouts out to Coldest Vibe for subscribing. Okay, so they're playing Life Twins. Life Twins, yeah, we're going to go definitely gonna want to go for the Appaloosa against this one. So 1, no, 2, 3, and 4. Gonna use all 4 to make a huge Appaloosa. Want to make a huge Appaloosa. Alright, perfect. So just having a bunch of negates is going to be really good, I think, against this deck in particular. They're probably going to struggle to out our stuff. So we are very, very low on time, so hopefully I even have the time to use all my negates here. But yeah, so it gets changed to defense position. That's not really a big deal. Now we are going to negate it. Force them to kind of have the extender here. Let's see if they have it. They probably do if they didn't surrender yet. I don't think it's going to be that useful, though, to... yeah, even if you have the extender, it's like you have to go into the link, and then you have to resolve that link to persist playing unless you have the other extender. Then if you have that and you go into Lila, I don't know. I just don't think there's a way for them to win the game from here. I think this was a pretty easy clap, easy W for us. It took me quite a while because I was trying to explain what all the cards do, but overall, like, pretty satisfied with the performance of the deck right here. Let's see what they're... Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. That's about what it looks like. This deck is absolutely amazing, guys. All right, so hopefully here I could show you a different line. I know I got a little confused when I was doing that one. I'm still somewhat new to the deck, but like I've done some really incredible boards with it, and I really want to show you guys just the extent to where this deck can go. But let's see what we get here. They're making us go second, which fair enough. At least maybe I could show you how this deck can bait out negates and kind of play through interruptions, because we do have some interesting ways to do it. And oh my goodness, Maxi in hand going second is pretty nice. I cannot complain. So let's see. What are they doing here? What are they doing? Oh, Lord. All right. We're going to start with this. Start with a Maxi. And let's see if they have it. Do they have it? They don't have it. So... Look, how many cards do you want to make me draw? That is the question. That is the question. that is the question right there. How many cards? Oh, no cards. No cards whatsoever. And wow, our hand is just insane. Our hand is incredible. I don't even know if this counts as showing you how to go second, because like Maxi just ended a turn. Well, we're gonna go Fateful Adventure for starters. Fateful Adventure. We could even like special the Griffin Rider right now to go get that field spell. Not that field spell, sorry, I mean that equip spell, my bad. But yeah, let's just summon the Griffin Rider in attack position, then we can chain this. And maybe even smell an Ash. Seems like they don't even have one. Can get the Draco back here. Now we can activate the other effect, and we're gonna go get our Enchantress naturally. And honestly, I don't even think, like, I think we just, like, yeah, you just discard the Enchantress, and that's that for that. Activate Enchantress in the grave. Adventure Engine is just insane in this deck. I didn't really need to use the Cherubini because we got lucky with our hands here, but it's just amazing in this deck. Okay, that's, look, sometimes it's that easy, you know? Alright guys, now I'm just taking you to solo mode here. I'm gonna go first. It's just, I want to show you the most basic line for this deck because the first game we got a little fancy. Wow, this is a perfect hand to do it. That's awesome. The first game we got a little fancy. The second game we barely got to play. So I just wanted to take the time because I forgot to do this and I started editing the video. Then I realized I didn't even have a duel where I just show you the most basic, like, ultra standard board you'll get for this deck. This is exactly the perfect hand to do that. So basically, Rite of Aramasir. There's so many ways to get to the Adventure Engine, so oftentimes you'll end up getting to this on top of your Tryhard. It's one of the easiest, like, extra things that you can get in this deck, especially thanks to Cherubini. So you'll get your Fateful Adventure. You'll normal summon a Scareclaw of any kind. You don't use the Fateful Adventure yet because you want to chain block it. Basically what you want, well, you don't want to chain block the Fateful Adventure. You want to chain block your Lightheart. So link 1 off of the Scareclaw, you make your Lightheart. You go Lightheart effect Chainlink 1, and then you go Fateful Adventure Chainlink 2. That way they can't ash your Lightheart, you know, because Lightheart, the field spell is super insane. You really, really want that field spell. So now we get the Draco back to our hand. We don't equip it naturally, as everyone knows when you play Adventure. And with Lightheart, we get our field spell. Now we activate the field spell. We go get ourselves a, yes, we're going to add to our hand the Reichardt over here. This is the boy. This is the man. And we might as well just set up our Griffin right now. We could have even set it up before activating the field spell, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to go get our Griffin. Perfect. We can discard the equip spell. And it's going to, of course, equip itself to our Adventure token. Then we can special summon the Wandering Griffin from our hand in defense position. You want it in defense position because then you'll get full value off of the Reichardt effect, because you'll have 3 monsters on the field in defense position. You'll get to draw a card on top of searching a card. So special summon the Reichardt in defense position. There you go. Reichardt effect. We get to search out a Speller Trap from our deck, a Scareclaw Speller Trap. You're going to get this Clash. This is an Omni Negate for Tryhard. So get this Clash, draw a card from the deck. There we go. We're going to special summon the one and only Acro. And I just realized, actually, you don't want to search this Clash if you don't have another Scareclaw in hand that you can special summon. That was my bad, but it's still, you know, we got lucky, we got the Scareclaw, but just typically just remember that. You always want to be able to get to your Link 3, obviously, which we're going to make right now, which is the one and only Tryhard. So 1, 2, 3, make the boy. Make the boy. He's big, he's nice, he's cuddly, he's beautiful. And you can use the effect of Tryhard, special summon 1 from your grave. I usually like to special summon Acro because it turns up your attack, so why not? Turns up your attack by 300 for every defense position monster you have on the field. Then, I mean, for the other one, we might as well, we can pretty much get any. I usually want to get Reichardt as the one I search from deck, just so that I have, like, follow-up next turn, because, you know, we can search the Monster Reborn spell on the next turn and do nice shenanigans with that. So here you would set Clash, and that would be, like, your typical, you know, your most basic of Scareclaw boards. I can't believe I didn't cover this. So there it is. Now you have it. Let's get into the card by card. Well, anyway, it is what it is. It's getting kind of late, so I think I'm going to have to stop playing now and just give you the card by card. But man, I wish I could keep playing because this deck is so fun. It's very expensive. Way too expensive. Konami, I talked about in a recent video, they're getting so greedy with this game. It's really frustrating, but man, I'm not gonna lie, I love this deck. I think it's awesome. So I'm gonna take you through the card by card real quick. We've got 3 Maxi, 3 Ash, 1 Tsuchinoko, 2 Psychic Wielder, 1 Psychic Tracker, our Water Enchantress, 3 Scareclaw Astra, 3 Scareclaw Bologna, and 3 Scareclaw Acro. We also have our 1 copy of Codebreaker 0 Day, 3 Reichardt, 1 copy of Starfrost. This is not a must play. This is kind of like a spice, I guess, that you can put in, but you really don't have to play Starfrost in this deck. 1 copy of Griffin Rider, 1 copy of Foolish Burial, 3 copies of Small World, 2 copies of Rite of Aramesir, 3 Scareclaw Arrival, 1 Dracoback, 2 Primitive Planet Reichphobia, 1 copy of Fateful Adventure, double Emergency Teleport, double Call by the Grave, and of course this Scareclaw's Clash. For the extra, we've got our Baron de Fleur, Link Spider, 2 Lighthearts, 1 Cherubini, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, IP Masquerena, Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, Nightmare Unicorn, Codebreaker Virus Berserker, Tryhard at 2, Nightmare Griffin, Appaloosa, and Access Code Talker. And man, this deck is a powerhouse. Really not to be slept on. It's got crazy combos, a lot of different various plays that you can do, and it's just so fun to play. That's gonna be it for me though. I gotta get some sleep for real, for real. Thank you. Huge shout out to my UCT tier members. That would be Raptor, Bungerman for 20, That Dude Joey, Hoodie Me, and Right Toast. Alright, peace.